What's going on? 9 o'clock. I forgot that the Game Awards was tonight, but I've been watching it for like the last hour and I'm not feeling too bad about missing anything. I do have it up in the background in case there's some big reveal that I care about, but so far not. The very first thing they showed was like a game about being a dog as a shepherd. It was the thing I was most interested in so far. I don't know if I'm the target audience anymore. Putting the finishing touches on New Boston tonight. May break ground tomorrow. I don't know. I'm itching to get started. I've been wanting to do this project for so long. And it's kind of finally here. I'm totally gonna be distracted by Game Awards. I'm just waiting for like some big reveal to happen. Okay, let me see here. Let me see. All right. Good enough. All right. Let's get down and take a look at where things are at. We've got some hills. We've got some trees. I think we're going to finalize some trees and playtest tonight. I don't have any trees on this island where the airport will be, which kind of makes sense. And there's no trees over here where we're going to do some industry and farming, or at least some greenhouses for some questionable goods. Legal in Boston, though. That's the important thing. We're not worried about federal laws when we're limited to 25 tiles. I am putting a video together. So I did like a map creation tutorial kind of thing. Talked about how I turned satellite imagery into this basically. And actually started doing a bunch of work for effectively what will be images for the documentary. So maybe I can bring some of those up later because it does tell a pretty good story of what the first couple episodes are going to be. I made this highway very curvy up here. And it tucks in kind of sloppy into the highway. Ooh, that's a big ramp. Don't worry about that one just yet. It's a bit of a jump. I'm sure it'll be fine. Put your seatbelt on now. Let's take a look. If we go into resources, there is a pretty thick line of trees, and I would like to round that out a little bit. But then again, like there's enough trees probably. Let me come back over here. There's probably enough trees. Maybe we jump to playtesting pretty early. I think that may be the case. I may look at changing the hills around still a little bit on the edge of the map. I'm still trying to get a feel for if that is enough for me to hide the edges, but we could go look at it in game with the fog and everything on. Okay, terrain tools, we've got water. I was gonna maybe do a lake, but I don't think we need it. I think we've got plenty of coastline, plenty of access to water. I don't care about ore and oil. We've got farming, we've got forestry, we've got roads. Well, we haven't done trains yet. Okay. That we want to do for sure. Shipping, we've got a little route figured out here, so things can come into the harbor if they need to. And then airplanes wise, yeah, we just got them flying over here, east to west, west to east on the south side of the map here, which should give them enough runway, or I shouldn't say runway, enough way to diverge and still not like spiral out of control straight to the ground. If you put that pathway right above the airport, they'll go straight down to it. Okay, let's take a look at trains then. Trains is something we got to do. I figured this out. when I was making the map video, if you have a regular train network and you go off the map, it's an inbound and an outbound connection, but it's one train connection. But notice you can go inbound and outbound on that road. If you use the one-way road, that is also an inbound outbound connection with 2 tracks. What? Explain? I'm so confused. Now, if we continue this, it becomes a one-way. Like there would be no way that a train would ever head that way. It's just kind of weird, like that they give you that option for an edge of map connection, but will not allow a single train track, which is just odd. So what do we do with the trains? We probably want to bring one in from the west. And we definitely want to bring in a commuter from the north. But I'm just trying to think where everything is tucked away. So Fenway, the baseball park's going to be south of the highway. BU can be right here north of the highway at the river bend. Boston University, sorry. And what do we want to do with the trains? We can bring the trains in along the highway here. Close enough, I guess. Right about there. We can always change this up later too. I need to get it off the side of the map. If we kind of keep the curve similar, where do we come to? So we want a station somewhere around here. And then we're going to have another station. Let me think about this. How do we come in? Come in this way. So we can put another station somewhere over here. It's gonna be a little tricky getting trains up into that. I think we'll come along the coastline here. I got an idea. For how to do this. So we'll come on this side of the tracks and we'll come underneath. We'll skirt underneath it in a minute. Ooh, new Street Fighter game coming. Yes, please. Is this a Street Fighter game or a Street Fighter movie? Please tell me that only in theaters. Get lost. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I am watching I'm watching the Game Awards on the other screen out of my side eye, and I got really excited because there was Street Fighter for a moment, except it's a movie. And I don't know if you're of a certain age, you may remember the last Street Fighter movie, and it will make you not excited for movies in general. I don't know. In my opinion, Sin, what's going on? Oh, and Blue, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were active. I apologize. I'm terrible at chat. Good evening, everybody. I really wanted to get going on this because I want to break ground. I really want to work on New Boston. I want to see this start to come to fruition. Let's see. Okay, we want to keep coming. Map is big. Did anybody watch or is watching on another monitor, another tab, the Game Awards? Anybody see anything exciting? I was saying the only thing I liked so far was the very first game they showed, which is you being a sheepdog, apparently, a shepherd dog. I'm down. I'll check it out. Other than that, I haven't been too excited about anything they've announced. Can I ask, like, Sin, give me your take, right? Like, what is it with Jeff Keighley? Like, I don't get, like, he seems like a nice guy, but like, why does everybody care about him or applaud him? Like, he literally is a video game ad salesman. Like, I don't see, like, I don't watch TV. I have YouTube Premium. Like, I don't see ads. My main consumption is YouTube Premium, and I've had like YouTube Red since. Like, that, I watch YouTube. That's what I watch. That's the only thing I watch. So I don't have ads. But I'm just like this is literally like the Game Awards is more about ads than it is the awards. They absolutely speed through stuff in the first half hour. Like, before they like technically start the show, they give away the awards for best esports team, best esports game, best esports player. And like, admittedly, like, I'd never heard of any of the teams or the players, so I get that it's like maybe a little less popular or more niche. But like, if you don't care and you're gonna read off 3 awards in 30 seconds, like, don't bother. Sell more ad space, because you don't care. It's obvious you don't care. Don't pretend that you do. I'm not buying it. Okay, let's lowest elevation step. Let's see if we can get the train across at about the same height. So actually, do we bring it to here? Because I need to start bringing it down anyways. Is that up? It's so tough to tell, like, if that... That looks good. Okay, that's fine. Best ongoing game is getting announced right now. I'm pretty sure I voted for... Did I vote for No Man's Sky? Is that an option? It's like games that they're continuing to support, I think. I don't know. I need to rethink like what I'm doing here with the roads, and that's okay. We'll find a way to get a station in there. That'll be our north end station, north commuter rail coming in from the highway. We've got west coming into what is effectively South Station down here. This is a really lazy way to do this for now. We've got 2 highways that meet here in Boston. One is the Mass Pike. It's 90 coming in, Route 90 from the west. So that comes in, and we've got 93 South meeting up 93 North. That all comes together in South Boston, and we'll throw a train terminal down over here somewhere. But essentially, like, what do you need to do here? You're either going straight or you're turning left. So... So there we go. That's a highway interchange. That's all you need to do. I'm sure it'll support traffic just fine. Also, we're emulating Boston traffic, so it's going to be terrible. Charms don't matter to you. He's immune to the marketing. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I wish, I've said it before, like, I wish, like, if they're going to do an award show, you should actually honor the people that you are awarding. And if your audience finds it boring, then you're not doing it right. You're not rewarding the right people. You're not doing it in the right way. You're speeding off interesting speeches off stage so that you can sell more ad time. And like, I wish it was just honest about what it is. Like, I would tune in for 2 hours of ads and game announcements. Don't ruin the award show to do it. I don't know. I just find it very disingenuous. At least the whose line is anyway. The points didn't matter. Yeah, 1,000 points for you, Sin, for that observation right there. Also, can I call out something else that's weird? Like, I appreciate support. I'm sure all channels do, but like the Game Awards has over 1 million viewers right now, and people are super chatting. I don't know. Like, okay, you want to get your comment up there, that's fine. But like some people are like, Jeff, I love you. Here's $100. Like, what? Dude, do you know what is happening in the economy right now? Like, save that $100 or give it to a small creator, please. I'll take $100. We give it to Jeff Keighley for. He's selling those ad spots. Every ad you watch is like $250,000 to the Game Awards Corporation. Like, you're being sold to. You're basically paying a premium to also watch ads. Okay, we'll connect this all together for now. So, have we got train coming? Oh, we don't have train coming in over here. So we've got train coming in and out. That's 3 of 4 train connections because we've got one up here. Wait, did I not? No, over here. Train and highway. Train and highway. And we've got train and highway there, and we've got one other piece. I wonder, do I run train down here to the airport? Do we do like major airport, cargo airport, and maybe this is the time I finally use the DLC? I guess we could do it to be safe. We can always delete the tracks later. We can't decide to add a connection to the outside once we start, though. So now is the time to... We're just running right along the highway. Okay, let's do... No, we gotta get even here. Right about there. I think Battlefield 6 just won something, maybe from multiplayer of the year. I voted for that for sure. Content creator of the year. I'm surprised to see Moist Critical. Okay, Charlie. That's what you get for turning off ads. You get clout. Okay, so that will be coming into the airport in case we need it. And I guess like is the only road problem that we have technically right here. So roads, 4-lane highway, just so that we don't have a complaint. Most anticipated game, Grand Theft Auto 6. No crap, Sherlock. We needed an award for that. I see a lot of people saying Half-Life 3 in the comments, though. That makes sense. Marvel Games' new Captain America. Oh, no! Marvel Games, the old school beat-em-up is coming back. They brought back the Ninja Turtles Shredder game, and that was awesome. And they are doing it for Marvel, and I am totally going to get my 9-year-old daughter to play local multiplayer co-op, smash them up. I wonder who she's going to be. I wonder if she'll be She-Hulk. I'll try and convince her to be Jean Grey. mess everybody up with a button press. Okay. So we've got highways, we've got trains. We've got a lot of stuff that we're eventually going to fix and modify. I think I'm going to thicken up the trees just a little bit on the outside edge of the map, which I know may seem a little bit ridiculous. But how many trees are we at? We're only at 58,000 trees. So let's go over for the third conifers. Well, what? Technically conifer. This is conifer 1, this is wild. And then this is conifer 2. Okay, we're going to come down a couple clicks. So 1, 2, 3. Trees are pretty thick right there. We'll give it a little bit of room on the slope. I know at some point this is a waste way over here at the edge of the map, but it's for the mood, you know? Not 70s thick. I mean, you gotta be careful, man. That grows back thicker and thicker. You gotta be cautious. Patton, I hope you're well. Hopefully putting the finishing touches on the new Boston map tonight. Filling out the trees a little bit. Getting a little weird with it. We're zigzagging. We're mixing in some color and some height. I think we're going to come back through with one of my favorites, but we got to be very sparing with this and way out on the edge, because this adds some great height. Like it just every once in a while they pop up, or they completely pop out of view because we're in edit mode and console and LODs. But it's like there's just, oh, see, they disappear. But those tall pine trees every once in a while, so nice. Chirper was really counting trees. Yeah, we got 64,000. I think we're good. Okay, let me, please at me and shout if I'm forgetting something. We've done the terrain. It looks kind of Boston-esque, I think. We've done the hills. I didn't go too crazy with it. I want to see if the edge of map fog in map is doing what I want it to do for kind of hiding the edge. But terrain-wise, I think we're good. Water, we're not going to touch. Resources we don't care about because we've done farming and trees. We've got our roads and highways. We've brought train in. We've got 4 of 4 train connections used because we did north, south, west, and northeast coming into the airport. Are we doing the same thing with highways? Yes. So north, south, west, and northeast for the airport. If we look at shipping, we've got technically 2 shipping lanes. Well, 2 outside connections. I don't think we need more. If anyone feels strongly about that, please let me know. We'll save it and load it up and test it before we get into the actual build. Air transport wise, we are using 4 of 4 coming straight across the map here to then veer off towards our airport island. I think we're good. Now we could get into some wildlife spawn points. I think that's excessive. Fallen trees, bushes, all these things are kind of cool, but they're also kind of a nuisance. Like, we could spam some bushes like that, but like, look at the LOD, like how close we have to be. So like, what's the point in doing bushes if you can't see the bushes? It doesn't make any sense. You'd never get close enough off map to see these things. So you're just wasting resources at that point. Now, if we wanted to, we could probably get a little crazy with some rocks and stuff. If we wanted to do some shorelines, maybe I will think about that. Then again, we can come in and do that on map, right? I can do this on map afterwards, I think. What can we not do? We can't really do the Stonehenge stuff, but we also, somebody forgot to include the ability to rotate these. Because all I could do is put more of them down at once and hope they land in the right direction. Which seems like an oversight, but then again, when did they listen to console players? Never. Outlaw, how you doing? We're putting the finishing touches on before we test. Underneath the modern category is an abandoned stone farmhouse. We could drop in factories, we could drop in abandoned lighthouses and piers, bunker ruins. Why is this? Should this not be a unique building? Why is this in here? Why are you paying for a park monument? Can we only put this down in this mode? And what about the railway branch office? Like, what? Is this just because it's a railway object? We can rotate this though? That's cool. I'm not feeling that we have to have any of these things. We will, let's put a, here, they didn't see the, they tried to come into this port and didn't realize how shallow it was. That's what they get. Which actually, should we have an old abandoned lighthouse down here too? Where would that be? Why did it jump up like that? I didn't want it up there. I wanted it down. No! Why are you doing that, game? For real? Like, it shows me down here with it like just barely hovering out of the water. And then when you go to place it, it's like, you meant to be up here, right? No, actually I didn't. I can't quick place it before it comes up. Okay, never mind. We won't do that. This works. Yeah, up here may not be a bad idea. Do we just deal with how it plops, whatever? Because we're not really going to see it. It's going to be more of a decorative thing out here. All right, let's do this. Let's save. Let's save a backup. Let's quit and load into a new game and see how it handles the airport, especially. So new game, new map, all the way to the end, new Boston. And new Boston test. Okay, what do we do? We'll leave dynamic weather off. We'll have day night cycle 25, everything. Okay. I'm pretty sure, I think I've mentioned it, but in case you did not, I'm gonna most likely be cheating this season, which is different for me. I don't usually play unlimited money, but like I just want to jump to high density. I just want to jump to having all the things unlocked, and just want to build New Boston the way I want to build it. I don't care about the progression of the city as much. So have some fun with the actual build, and we're already limited a bit in what we can do. But I don't think that I want to, like, at least in the case of New Boston, I don't want to do this like highly, well, I say highly polished. I don't know how good I make things look, but I don't think that I want to do the grind to build up the population. Sent you a screenshot. Where did you send? You sent it on Xbox? Did I just create a party? Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Leave. If you're on Discord, shoot it on Discord. tinyurl.com/movethemouse is a very small, not very active Discord, but the easiest way to share screenshots for me, at least, to receive them. So airport is, I think, the biggest thing that I want to test. It's the thing I'm not sure about. I guess shipping as well. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. We'll get at least one cargo yard in the harbor, and then we'll put some runways down to see what I have not done the freaking airports DLC yet. Like, I've never built an airport. I've owned it since the day it came out, and I've never built an airport. Okay, so when we eventually build, which will probably be tomorrow, this is our first neighborhood right here, as would have been the case in the actual city. That'll be the north end. And then we will probably buy this tile over to the left so that we can do Beacon Hill. We can work on the financial districts and downtown. There's a little downtown center here. There's a little government center, I should say. There's the West End right there. Okay. So this should encompass all of that island. So let's see with the map fog too, like what that looks like on the edge of the map. Because that fog is even thicker than in the map maker. So far, so good. I'm okay with it. I might look at fixing that train a little bit on the other side so it doesn't drop so fast. Because this side we can fix and change. But that side we cannot. I've seen much worse in the base game maps. But I think that'll work. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get the... Where is it? Under transport tabs? Is it under hubs? I'm lazy. I'm gonna do... Where's the Metropolitan Airport? What is this? Airport. Where's the Metropolitan Airport? Is it under hubs? That's content creator pack. It's here, right? Public transport hubs. This one. Well, that's tiny compared to this island. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do an actual airport here, aren't I? That's so tiny. That's funny. I've reserved a bunch of space for the airport over here. There is housing that is right near the airport as well. It's unfortunate. I think about the unfortunate homeowners every time I fly into Logan and fly hundreds of feet over their house on approach. Okay, so we'll do We'll do that. We'll do this. Where's that water coming in? That way? Perfect. It's going into the harbor. Love that dirty water. Is that all they care about? Is that good? Is that water count? Okay, and then we need to get power over here. Did he just 90-degree turn to get up to the lane? I think he did. I mean, it's not horrible, but we'll have to think about that. I mean, if they're going that way anyways, hold on a second. No, I want to move it, please. I want to move it. Okay. Where did they take off? Did they take off that way? Off this runway? I don't think they do it consistently is part of the problem. But as long as they're not veering off to the middle of nowhere, I mean, I think I'm satisfied. What if we do a little tourist destination for people? There you go. Come see that fiasco. And then roads to connect it. They need water, probably. They're gonna complain, right? Look at that highway exit. That's beautiful. Just, you come to a dead end and then you have to like very quickly do at full speed a 90-degree corner to another 90-degree corner with intersecting traffic. You won't stop the 90-degree turns, but you can stop the spiral of death. Okay. How do the actual like airport runways work? Are those directional? So taxiway and runway. Yeah, so you can like we could point them that way. I don't know if you can control, you can't control what they land on and what they take off on though, can you? A one-way runway where airplanes take off and land. Runways have a minimum length and show indications for the best taxiway connections while placing taxiway. Okay. I don't know. Do we have one coming in right now? This is gonna be a real mess, isn't it? Oh, they're taking off? Okay. We've got ships. Let's see if we can see that also. So, shipping, cargo. So we wouldn't mind one here at the airport. We wouldn't mind one over here at the industrial side either. Can this also see? So yeah, if we had to, like, we could have multiple cargo yards, which, I mean, honestly would make sense for a giant shipping port like Boston. That there would be more than one ship to be able to unload at the same time. But let's make them happy. Okay, there's that. This doesn't have road access or anything. I wouldn't worry about that. It's fine. Anybody visiting over here? No visitors? We're not exactly welcoming them with open arms here. So I'm not crazy, unfortunately, about... I mean, I guess the fog really helps. I'm not crazy that the edge of the map is right there, but like, what can you do? There we go. There's only so much for it to follow, so we get edge of map fog. Oh, is this highways populating stuff on the side of the map? Throwing some traffic just to drive through? That's cool. Wait a minute, Sin. Grandson? Is this news to me? This is news to me. Jeez Louise. Look at that mess. What's going on there? I kind of like new map cinematic camera because it mostly shows you edge of map spawning. You have 10 grandchildren? Jeez. Wow. That will pull you away. That'll pull you away for sure. My goodness. That will keep you busy. All right, well, what else do we need to test? What am I forgetting? Am I missing things? I feel like I am missing things. It can't be this simple, can it? We just get started moving people in? I mean, not on this instance, but... I'm excited for this one. Let me pull up. Where is it? It's in Canva. I'll share some of the stuff that I've been working on for infographics and stuff. If people care. As long as vehicles are going the right direction, can enter and leave the map. Yeah, I will double check traffic flow, but is it this one? It's this deck, right? Yeah, okay. This is where I was doing my work earlier. So, studio mode. Sorry I have to like talk through this every time. I gotta set this up better. If I go to capture, if I go to window, that one. Okay, so this is Boston. As you can see here, do I full screen? Does full screen make any? If I select the right app first. So this is Boston. This is some screenshots I got for mentioning importing maps. This is from Fluxtrans. These are Fluxtrans mountains, not Move the Mouse mountains. And then I'm working on some infographics to kind of tell the story at various points. So this is the main highways I've recreated, 93 north and south, which I should know technically merges with 95 for a short while. This is 90. This is the pike coming from Western Mass that terminates here. This little red circle, this is the very first thing that we'll be working on. This is referred to as the North End. That is the particularly chaotic bit of streets that you see up here in the top right. This is 1630. Like, 400 years ago. And pedestrian only residential buildings on a tiny little peninsula. So actually here's the full story, right? So you look at Boston and you're like, why the hell are the roads shaped like that? Why are the neighborhoods, why are there all these different shaped neighborhoods, right? And you got to think back to what was this landmass when people started moving in. And if we don't consider height, if we just consider where there was land and where there was not, this is the shape of the original peninsula, surrounded by water. And like those neighborhoods kind of make sense, at least on their own, because you have to, again, consider that this was not just a peninsula of this funny shape, but there were also hills and swamps and marshes and things that like people couldn't build on for quite a while. And that affected like where the main road comes through here, which is kind of off to the right of center. Other things like Beacon Hill and the surrounding hills were torn down to make other land. So those neighborhoods spun up later. And sometimes have really unforgiving hills that they sit on. Now, one other problem, this is actually, I think, is this tonight's thumbnail? One other problem that, affected Boston's growth early on is the fact that really good for oysters is the tidal flats that surround the city. But it means that it's very shallow clay-based soil in the water. And it makes it next to impossible for shipping industry to work, which is what Boston was. It was a hub. It was the largest town in the 13 colonies for over 100 years. So they had to build, and I have later like a giant, what they called, not a very creative name, Long Wharf. You can actually kind of see that sticking out a little bit. The red, where's my tools? So right here is the Long Wharf. And there's a road that goes straight to the State House. This is Government Center. This is like where the state capitol and all that stuff is. So the Customs House was literally like, they couldn't get ships close enough, so they built a gigantic wharf out to here. So keep in mind, like, this is all water and a giant pier coming out all the way to the end there. So, okay. You have, right, this mass of land, and you kind of have to look at like when some of these other bits of landmass came into play. So everything that you see in blue here did not exist. They shaved down hills, they brought in dirt from elsewhere, and they basically made land. I believe it is a true statement. As far as I understand, there is no other American city that made more land. There's diking and things that happen like in New Orleans, but in terms of creating land that did not exist, Boston is king. So 1803 is this project called the West Cove, giving some park space, some commercial and industrial space up on the northern shore. After that, the South Cove work began in 1806. After that, Mill Pond. So there was this pond here in this central triangle. And what's really interesting about this one is this causeway. So there is a street that comes and it follows around basically the outer, here, I'll draw it again. Basically around the outer line of the north end, right? And that road continues straight across this causeway. It was a pond, and they filled all that in, and it's a triangular road system that has like a neat grid tucked in. So it's like chaos, different kind of chaos, neat little triangular grid in 1807. Because they were like, oh, we could probably do better than we did before with this new plot of land that we're making. Where do they hang the witches? That was like 30 miles to the northeast. So Mill Pond, the Great Cove was a huge project because, again, this is where Long Wharf came out into the middle of the water. So the 1823 project really expanded this section of the seafront. And you can see like all the ports and piers and things that have cropped up over the years. After that, you had the big South Boston expansion, which is where a lot of industry and you can see more ports and docks are. And then Back Bay in 1857 is this really neat gridded area over here that they basically built fancy new residential to try and keep wealthy voters in the city. Where was the tea dumped? That was dumped somewhere over here. I'm trying to think. So if this is the Parkway, maybe actually down here. This might be the USS Constitution right here, which I actually spun an after party on. I DJ'd on it, which is so surreal. It's so weird. But in the 90s, I spun techno at an after party on the USS Constitution. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah, all the shipping would, like, especially at the time of the Boston Tea Party, all that shipping would have entered the harbor and come in this main cove, basically through here. That would have been before the Great Cove was created, so it would have basically came straight in here and then got thrown back into the ocean. No taxation without representation. Yeah, so I was going to talk about Government Center and the Long Wharf. That's going to be a separate bit. But this is going to be episode 1, is creating this chaos up here in the North End. And actually, you can see a lot of the neighborhoods, right? Like, again, there's absolute chaos if you look at Boston. But when you understand, like, this neighborhood was first, and it was on that tiny little peninsula. This became kind of the first big commercial sector. This was like the government center in the middle. And then as things got, like, as this mountain got shaved down, they started building houses on it. And same thing over here. This is Beacon Hill. This is the tallest point in Boston, right about there. This is like insane telestration. Like, this is if the guy, like the color commentator, goes nuts on the sporting event. So yeah, so there will be a lot of infographics, a lot of hand-drawn, as you can see, infographics. These are all, like, this is me coloring and drawing lines in Canva. Like, these are all individual layers that are movable. It's kind of stupid. But a lot of time and research and thought has gone into this already so far. What have I missed over here on? Have I missed anything good over here? I don't think so. Who knows? Where was Sam Adams Bar? I don't know. I know that the only house from the 1600s that I am aware of, I think there's only one house still standing, is Paul Revere's house, and it is in the North End. So. But it's been fun, like, researching and putting all this together. I mean, like, a lot of Boston history I know, but like to go through like stuff like this and really think about it and assemble it and understand, you know, people wonder when they look at Boston, they cannot understand the chaos. It does not make sense. But when you start to factor in what the land looked like, how it has been built up over time, you know, each of these neighborhoods makes sense in the context of when they were created. And it's one of the oldest cities. Like it again, it was the largest town in the 13 colonies for over 100 years. And this is all from a tiny little peninsula. It was like one of the first places they wanted to dump goods and ship things and became, you know, this hub of commerce on this tiny little peninsula surrounded by muddy flats. Like it's kind of wild to think about, you know, how did something with a more convenient port not become the place to be? It's funny. So an interesting fact, if you see this section of the map right here, this is Boston Common. This is the oldest park in the United States. When Puritan settlers, they arrived up at the top of the map up in Charlestown, the water was terrible. They could not get good, fresh drinking water up here. So there was a spring over on the Shawmut Peninsula. There's one guy living on this peninsula. He had a giant farm. And he said, hey, why don't you come over here, live with me? I got a nice spring over here. You're more than welcome. However, my only request is that you do not touch this parcel of land. And I guess dude just wanted to be by himself because he moved like 5 years later to Rhode Island to go establish a new township there. But this parcel of land was purchased and agreed to, and still to this day has never been developed. So it's nowhere near in size of a central park, but it is pretty massive. And it's very interesting to walk around. Like you in a way, you kind of get that Central Park feel because you could be in the middle of this obviously just nothing but nature, and then at the edge of your periphery is, you know, giant buildings coming up behind the trees. It's a pretty cool park. If you don't mind the smell of weed. If you do mind the smell of weed or have small children, it's probably not the best place to hang out on a summer day. I'm sorry. Especially on Earth Day, which is also 420, which since decriminalization especially, it's been particularly stinky. And this is from somebody that, you know, advocates for. I also think, like, you know, maybe not in public spaces where you're not supposed to, where there might be children or other people that don't want to breathe it in. Like, I don't know. What do I know? I've been around the block. Like I said, I'm an advocate for it, but there are lines. And sometimes it's nice to, like, enjoy a park in peace, especially in the city when you're trying to escape the nonsense. But Boston is so wild and so unique. I'm so very excited to be building this and kickstarting this project. I think tonight's going to be a short one because I think tomorrow night is when we're going to kick off the actual build. Where do I have this layer? Is it this one? It is. Okay. Pissing off the redcoats indeed. Let me see. Let me fold this down. There we go. What are you complaining about over here? It's fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Do we not have enough power at night? Did we not connect all those? What did we do wrong? Did I fault the whole system? Something happened. I think it's a decent start though. What do we want to go? Let me see here. What can we not change? We can't change the things off the map. Do I go back and fix? Where was the train? The train bridge right here? Maybe we fine-tune that just a little bit. But it's not bad. Like, we're not going to be over here. I mean, obviously this isn't going to stay. But maybe the bridge is okay. We'll go load up and we'll see. We'll see if we want to make any changes. Now's your time to shout in the chat if you want something fixed. Otherwise, it may be too late tomorrow. Map editor, load map, New Boston. And was it Sin? Were you telling me like your remaster does not take 17 minutes to load? I got to figure out what's up with my game. Because someone was saying like, oh, so what's up with your load time? Mine goes in like 30 seconds. Like what? Legit 2 minutes load time at least. Let me check my version. One time I got burned. I've told this story on stream. So I used to get early access to releases, and that is a pain in the butt on console. On Steam, you just like, oh, beta access, here's a code, and you get it. As long as that code is active, like the publisher can just give you that code. Whereas on Xbox, they have to know my personal email, my personal Xbox serial number. There's an Xbox identifier that's like a combination of the device serial number and my Xbox game tag. So like they would have to like register me as one of their dev kits remotely, basically, and add it into the system so I could access the game early so that they could yank me out of it at release. Except one day they released on like a holiday weekend or something, or at least a holiday weekend in Europe, and they forgot to pull me out. So like I have the pre-release version that doesn't have the release day patch of one of the DLCs, and like I am just broken dead in the water. And I had to wait for like 4 or 5 days before they got back to the office to remove me from it. And I like every time I got access after that, I was like, can you please confirm for me? Can you please double check and write back confirmation that I am being removed from the program before they leave today? Because it was such a pain in the butt. Player's Voice Award. I gotta play Dispatch, man. I gotta make time for Dispatch. Okay. Do we... Wait, did I not finish hooking up this train? Did I not save it? Okay, let's... Whoa. What's up here? What happened here? Is that lower? It's not particularly noticeable, but it's different, huh? Do we fix this? Where's 4 lanes? Is that 4-lane highway? That's 4-lane highway. Okay. What if we... Can we get rid of the lump that way? No. No, we can't. Okay. Why would you do that? What is up with this game sometimes? What is up with this game sometimes? I'm over on Discord talking to myself. Just saw your stream. Okay. Oh, are you talking about the Game Awards? I'm got it on another screen, and I am just like I'm not caring, Adia. Like I'm not seeing stuff that I'm particularly interested in this year. And I went on a little bit of a rant. Like, I don't know what everybody loves about Jeff Keighley when he's just a video game ad salesman. Like I said, like I would watch a show that was nothing but. Okay, what's going on here? Can we do that? No, you're gonna go flat to the ground? Okay. Okay. It's all clear up screen. Yeah, exactly. It's all clear. Whoa, okay. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. Okay, let's see what that does. Fix the terrain, come on. Oh, well, are you, and I'm sorry, are you on remastered? Because one complaint that I really wish they would fix is there are terrain glitches. Like, look, what? It remembers the broken terrain. This happens to me all the time. Like, why? Why would it do that? It makes zero sense. Like, look at the terrain slope there. Those are user glitches? Is it a you're saying it's a skill issue, is what you're telling me. It's a skill issue. Okay, there's a nice smooth slope. Where is that hump coming from? What is that? What is that? Okay, so this is a different height for sure. Let's get in here. Let's get in here and fix this. The heck? Oh, is it because I'm on full elevation step? Oh my god. I'm an idiot. That might have been it right there. Okay. Can we latch to the right point? Okay, so if I go here, where's the bridge here, right? Right there? Is that level? Are the supports even? So far, so good. Oh! Okay, so here, we'll go here. That doesn't make any sense. It does, like, I don't. Why would there be a hump? I wish you could. I wish you could, because I would totally give up on this. Like, what? Come on. Like, what are I have an elevated road. Like, what are my options here? Like, because if I go down to the ground, then I'm touching the ground. I'm getting rid of that elevation to like go right back up. It's arguably flatter. But like I should be able to just do that. Like it. Okay. You're gonna be this way? You can't have any terrain then. You can't have any terrain. How do you like that? How do you like that road? How do you like that? Yeah. This, that doesn't work, but. Okay, that should work. That should work. Let's see what this looks like with terrain under it. Where do we go here? Here. Okay, let's see. And I shouldn't have done that because now I have to do that same thing for the train probably. Is the train coming in on the ground? It is. Adia, are you still double screening? Let me know if I missed something good, huh? Okay, trains. Okay, we'll come out as far as we can, 12 units for that last little hump. What? Why? Why would that tree hang out there? Get out of my train tracks, tree. I was kind of hoping to keep it in 2020 because I figured that's a great time to hit the reset switch on a city because nothing at all bad happened in 2020 and it's probably a good time to start society over again. So I've been trying to keep it in 2020. Most of the water has run off. I am double screening. Bethesda's about to make an announcement. I wanted a BRB. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna take a chance and put the audio up. Oh, come on! Evanescence! Fuck. Evanescence? What year is it? Did I hit my head and go into a coma and wake up 30 years ago? Evanescence? Evanescence? Does she still, how's her voice? I'm not gonna call it up. I don't want the claim. Does she still have her voice? Yep. She still got it. She still got it. I'm not an Evanescence fan, but she's a good singer. She can belt. Okay, well, we're waiting for some... It's gonna be like a mobile game or something, isn't it? Right? Do I have to go to roads to change road direction? Is this gonna break? Did I not finish this yet? That's okay. That's okay. We can deal with that. We're not gonna overcorrect. We got it working. Okay, so what's the Bethesda announcement? Is it gonna be something that any of us care about? Is it gonna be that Elder Scrolls is finally coming so that they can finally work on Fallout 5? Is it gonna be that Fallout 3 Remastered, which we've known as a thing for a while, is coming? Are they also remastering New Vegas? Should they have had those both out in time for the release of Season 2 next week? Probably, but hey, what can you do? Thought it was a fix it later on highway. Classic squirrel moment. We're all over the place, you know. Thanks for being here, Jason. Appreciate you. Elder Scrolls 6 in 2050? Way earlier than I thought it was coming out. If it's not the next Elder Scrolls game, I don't care. What if it's Fallout 5? Fallout 5 would be awesome. Fallout 3 or New Vegas Remastered, I would be down for both of those. I love both those games. Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, I got Fallout achievements every single month for, I think, 2 years straight. I just played nothing but Fallout 3 and New Vegas and hunted down every bobblehead and every side quest and every secret and every which way you could karma, especially on New Vegas, which did it a lot better. For those of you just joining, we're waiting for Evanescence to wrap up to apparently hear some Bethesda announcement at the Game Awards. I am working on New Boston as we speak. We're almost done, actually, because it has all the highway connections. We'll double check after. I don't want to get too distracted. I do want to be prepared to pivot over to whatever this big Bethesda announcement is. That'll probably be a mobile game. What was that Diablo mobile game? Like, what, do you guys not have mobile phones? Classic. Is this not a season April Fool's joke? Okay, are they done? Are they walking off stage? Okay. All right, don't ding me, Jeff. This is transformative because I'm not even showing anything. I'm not even showing anything.
All right, there is more game awards ahead, including more new game announcements and, of course, Game of the Year presented by last year's winner. Which game will take home the trophy this year? Stick around.
I want to make sure I was live.
And the Game Awards Orchestra are tuning up.
Okay. Just more trailers? Okay. Keep me posted, Adia. Keep me posted. Okay, so hey, chat, yell at me if you can think of anything. Please, please, please. So here is the map for New Boston. Planning on starting it tomorrow, by the way, if you want to tune in. I am going to be doing videos along the way to try and get you know, some of the other people informed. I know not everybody watches live streams. So I'm going to do shorter form, you know, 10 to 20 minute Let's Plays kind of around the buildup of this. But this is the buildup of the map, and I think we're done. So if we take a look, in fact, didn't you used to be able to like call up the settings and have like Chirper tell you? Yeah, okay. Perfect. This is what we needed. We have all the things that we need except oil and ore, and I don't think that we care. I could paint some in just for the heck of it so it's happy, but I honestly, like, we're not going to do those things. We're not going to do those in Boston. We can always import stuff. We don't have to process goods on the map. So I think we're good there. We've got farming. What is the beach? What? Ore, oil, farming, and forestry. Why is there a beach icon? Is that broken too? I'm like, am I just finding bugs left and right? Like, is this... Anybody have a remastered handy that can load a new map? Like, that's supposed to be a tree, right? I get that that's tourism, but it's under natural resources, Outlaw. Are tourists natural resources? Do we exploit them that aggressively with the economy of this game that they're technically natural resources? That's supposed to be forestry. Right? I'm not crazy, right? Like, that's supposed to be forestry on a map. Why would you, like, how do I have tourism? I don't have any buildings. I don't have any zoning. 76% buildable space is not bad. We've got all the outside connections. We've got water, because of course. It's a new resource type. I love it. I love it. I think it's supposed to show trees there, and we definitely have trees. So we don't care about oil and ore. That's fine. Highway connections wise, because this is Boston, we're sitting on the East Coast. This is the Atlantic to our right. North is to the top. We've got highway in and out, as well as rails. Over here for the airport, we have another passage from the north, in and out, plus rails. To the west, this is the Mass Pike, in and out, plus rails. And 93 north, coming in from the south of Boston, in and out, and rails. So we've got all that. We took a look earlier. We did a little test playthrough. New Hitman game? What? Wait a minute, a new Hitman game and the Bond game coming? Both IOI? Was it IOI idea? I missed it. I am totally down for a new Bond game. A new Hitman game. Because last time I got my Hitman fix, it was in the Indiana Jones game, and I was piling up bodies of Nazis in the corner of a church. Because that's how you play Indiana Jones, the same way I play Hitman. Is kill anyone that gets anywhere near you, and make a pile. Concerned with fishing, water flow, fish type. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Can you see those resources in... they don't let you see the fishing! For crying out loud, man. Like, come on. I ask it out loud and I know the answer, but like, does anybody play test this? Does anyone actually turn the console on and see if the game works and consider it from a player's perspective? No, the answer is no, by the way. In case you were wondering, the answer is no. I don't think they turn the frickin' game on an actual console. I think they develop it and throw it out and never look at it again. Because that's the only way that this kind of stuff could happen. I can't even talk right. Stuffs. Oh. Like, that's a great point that you bring up, Outlaw. Like, let's take a look at the fishing and the slope of the water and how it flows. Like, nope. Not for you. Not for you. That's for you to figure out in the map. I mean, okay, here's the thing, right? Like, what is deep, still water? Tuna? We're gonna have a lot of tuna. You know, Boston would be nice to have some fishing, but like whatever is available, we'll take. We'll grow fish. We don't care. We'll grow fish actually in here. We'll do like what do you call it? The hatchery. We'll make our own fish in the dirty water. We might pollute the water too. I don't know. Just for the sake of it. Gotta love that dirty water. Famous Boston tuna. Hey, you know, like we got some good fish up here. There is good seafood in Boston. I will say. You can eat pretty good up here. You got Maine lobster. You got all kinds of fish in Boston Harbor that's not at all polluted. Every order of sushi comes with antibiotic. They barely listen to the community. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, so I think, like, okay, this is very much fixable later. We will reconsider that. This is not connected. I don't know how sensitive people are to it. I can tell I have a stink bug in my office. And he's gonna show up sooner or later. I can smell when they come into the house. I don't know if you were in a part of the country that does not have stink bugs. If that is the case, you are so very lucky. This is my least favorite time of year, when they have figured out that like they're not gonna make it outside and they start looking for ways in. And I have a chimney in my office. Total War Warhammer 40K. Okay. Eggs loses his mind about Warhammer. What are they any good? I don't know. I've never played a Warhammer game. Is that the same universe as Vermintide? Is that Warhammer? I should have listened to my buddy years ago. He was a great like cooperative shooter player and tried to get me into that. He was my buddy that we played a lot of Payday 2 with. Sea of Thieves when it first came out, my wife and I. He loves it, but his audience does not. That is like, I've said it before and I will say it again. Like, I am so glad that I don't make a living off of YouTube. Like, I am so appreciative for the support. Many of you that are here right now support the channel and in a way encourage me to spend more on gaming and the setup and like to go try stuff and branch out and have opinions and share all kinds of feedback for you. Also, some of you may be interested to know I also bought all of the CS2 DLC so that I can test that out. Not because I thought it was a good investment, because I thought some of you would want to see it and not have to pay for it yourself. So, but I really appreciate it. I will play whatever the hell I want. And I hope that people come along for the ride. And I've gotten away from like, I know what's good for a brand and bad for a brand, right? Like, I'm pretty sure like if I wanted to focus and do nothing but specific content, like I could grind up to 100K probably. But I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna share geeky video essays that I want to nerd out about when something big happens in the industry, like a Starfield release, and I'm torn. That's one of my favorite videos the last couple years. Like, I love Starfield, but I hate Starfield already. And like I was kind of right on that one. That was before release. All the things that were gonna be so cool, but also all the things I was so worried about. And turns out they were well-founded concerns. But I love being able to play whatever and share whatever and talk about all the games I play at the end of the year in a slideshow presentation, do silly stuff here. And I hate for Egg. This is a long Egg tangent, by the way, about Warhammer. I hate for that, like that Egg can't go play a bunch of Warhammer, get a bunch of people following him doing that too. Like, I don't know. I'm into some creators because of the creator, not because of the specific content that they create. You know, Starfield is as bad as Mass Effect Andromeda. I will disagree with you on that one, Outlaw. I don't think it's as bad as Mass Effect Andromeda. I think Andromeda's worse. And also, Adia, did you see earlier? Because I know you are a Mass Effector. They announced Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, which, when I think about Old Republic and Star Wars and single player RPG, like I am excited about that. That's cool. But then they're like, from Casey Hudson. And all I can think about Casey Hudson is the interview that he did that was like, Mass Effect trilogy has just been so complex from a writing perspective. There's no way we could just fit you into a neat little ABC ending. Cut to the ending of the Mass Effect 3 trilogy. Would you like ending A, B, or C? Would you like the red path, the blue path, or the green path? Sorry, it wasn't technically A, B, or C. It was color-coded. And also dependent on whether or not you did the stupid mobile game, which I did. Saw my Casey Hudson comment. Yeah, it's like, am I supposed to get excited about more Casey Hudson when he pulled that stuff with Mass Effect? Literally, like, we've been working for this for 10 years and we could never ABC ending. Like, no, it's way more complicated than that. And then legit ABC ending. Get out, dude. You literally lied about how intense the ending of the story was going to deviate based on all the choices that we made before. And it was like Fallout 3 compared to Fallout New Vegas. There was no complexity to the ending of Mass Effect 3. They got a little bit better. I think like a month or two later, they like released updated cutscenes. But at that point, damage already done. Like, I already saw the ending. It was terrible. A mouse rant emoji. We gotta come up with some. We gotta update and refresh. Those of you that are members do have access to some emojis. The closest thing you're gonna get right now is Harold in pain. What is this that they're showing right now? Ace Combat 8. Wings of Thief? THEVE? What? I could get into a game like that if I didn't know guys like my buddy Doug who would just like absolutely dumpster you. He's Maverick in the game. Like he'll play with his food and hit the brakes and send you by and then, you know, take out 17 people in 3 seconds. Which is fun when he's on your team, but when you run into those people online, it's just like, nah, I'm not that good at flying, dude. I need easy mode, sorry. Couldn't play Ace Combat without getting motion sickness. I have had quite this. Is that a Star Wars Destroyer? Are they wrapping up and showing stuff? That looks like a Star Wars Destroyer for a minute. Sorry, this definitely looks like Star Wars Universe, whatever this is they're showing. Pod Racers? Is there a new Pod Racer game coming? What the hell is this? Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm watching Lucasfilm Games. We already got to look at Fate. So one good thing about stepping away from the EA license, apparently, I was playing Battlefront 2 earlier tonight. Battlefront 2 screwed up the release so bad. They were about to ship. Everyone who had early access that bought early was like, what is this pay to win nonsense with the cards and progression? They released the game and pulled the nonsense out, but they didn't replace it with any kind of meaningful progression for almost 6 months. And it really hurt the game. Battlefront 2 is still a really good shooter. It is a really, really, really fun game. It's a fun Star Wars game. It's a fun shooter. It's a fun hero game. Like, they did a really good job with the gameplay. Like, DICE can do a fun engine. But EA tanked it so hard that now we're starting to see, yeah, Star Wars Galactic Racer. That looks pretty cool. Sebula, welcome back. Coming in 2026. Okay, I will check that out. That looks all right. That could be okay. Yeah, Star Wars Galactic Racer looks okay. Okay. Yeah, so motion sickness in games. I had when the heck was it? It was right when Starfield came out. I coughed really hard one day and felt something pop in my ear and then lost my balance for about 6 months. I had to go to physical therapy to learn how to walk again. I was walking like I was absolutely schmammer drunk. Like, the drunkest I've ever been was just like how I moved. And to this day, I can't, you know, we went to Disney once with my daughter since then, and I can't ride like kiddie rides. They throw me. I can't ride rides that I used to ride. I cannot play games that I used to play. I have trouble checking my blind spot now. Like, it's pretty freaking rough. I take meclizine more days than not, which is basically Dramamine or what, bromine. It's pretty tough though. Maps wise, what do they do? They got Rolf and Miss Piggy up on stage at the Game Awards right now. Okay, we were kind of checking through and I'm getting distracted. We've got shipping, we've got airplanes, we've got everything. We've got everything, everybody. We're saving New Boston. Let's save New Boston. And I'm gonna load up, right? Hold on, save 1032, okay. And then let's quit out and we'll load up River Run for a few. And I might call up the infographics again just to talk through Boston a little bit and kind of game plan what is going to happen episodes wise. I've kind of got an idea of the order of things. Load game, River Run, $526 million. We're doing pretty good. Worst game for getting physically disoriented is Elite Dangerous. You know what's pretty bad? I don't know if you've ever played. I'm assuming, does Elite Dangerous support VR? No Man's Sky VR is pretty bad, and Star Wars Squadrons VR is really bad. My God. It's cool, but man, can you get disoriented quick? I have Rolf and Miss Piggy singing on mute on my other monitor, and the chat is just like, please make this stop. Enough. Quiet, Piggy. Get to the awards. Yeah, people are not. They had Waldorf and Statler on, was it last year? And it was kind of funny here and there, but it was like the Muppets was too much. I don't know what. Like, what are the Muppets paying to be on the Game Awards? Like, is that selling subscriptions to something? Like, is Disney, right? Like, what are they getting out of this? I don't understand why the Muppets are a thing on the Game Awards every year now. Then again, maybe they're not targeting me. Maybe they're targeting Sin's 10 grandkids, which I just found out about because I'm still blown away. Someone please type the Discord channel into the chat. I sure can. if I get it right. It's tinyurl.com/move the mouse. I think all lowercase will work. I didn't HTTP it. Yes, that works. All lowercase works, and that will get you into the Discord, which I just rejoined. But please don't throw me out of my own Discord because I clicked the link. Weird. No problem at all. Thanks for stopping by. You'll get a rules channel, and you just have to agree to the rules. Click the green check, and you are in. Don't mind. I like to warn people because it's so stupid. There is an art channel. It has a couple AI art pictures from like 2 years ago of horrible food that AI couldn't figure out how to draw. And then a picture that my daughter made of a red panda eating an ice cream, but it's a human hand holding it and the ice cream has a straw. We haven't posted anything in there in like 2 years, and it's just waiting for somebody to awkwardly walk in there like, what the hell is this room? There's a pineapple jalapeno pizza AI picture, and it's like a ham and a pineapple got cut in half, and there's like chunks of jalapeno in the center and ham. It doesn't make any sense. I think AI's gotten a little bit better over the last couple years at food, but honestly, the art channel is purely just a joke. But feel free, share screenshots, talk games, talk nonsense in there. Or on nights like tonight, you could apparently chat back and forth with Nadia about the Game Awards while we're in here in the stream. Although that's what I get for streaming on a night of the Game Awards. I shouldn't try and compete. But I also didn't realize until after I scheduled the stream that it was Game Awards night. But also, like, you know, watching the first hour, I don't feel like I was missing a lot. 526 million. That is crazy. What do we get going on here? Do we have anything that we have to deal with? We got some crime happening, which is kind of weird. We should have police helicopters. They'll probably get to it. Got a little bit of death happening here or there. I'm sure it will be fine. It'll be okay. Okay, we'll let the camera play us around for a little bit. We didn't miss the Bethesda thing, right, Adia? There's still a thing happening. Where is that? Hold on a second. I gotta grab this. How do I download this? Copy image, save image. Save it to downloads. This is what AI thought pineapple, ham, and jalapeno pizza looked like in 2023. It's a pineapple, but it's also a ham. But on the inside is more pineapple and more ham and jalapenos, and like somehow like they cut a pie slice off of it. And this is supposed to be pizza. I don't know. You tell me. It does not look appetizing to me. The one that gets me though still to this day is this one. My daughter loves red pandas. So she was like, oh, make the AI show a red panda eating an ice cream cone. And to be fair, it did. It did. But it missed a little bit because there's a human hand in it. Why is the res on this so far off? That's weird. So yeah, there's a human hand and a straw in an ice cream cone. And the tongue kind of looks like a foot also. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this picture. This is 2023 era AI art. It was like, you know, when there was always a sixth finger or a second arm on the right side of the body. It was pretty wild. Edge of Map Fog, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're hanging out. The suspense is killing me. Apparently Bethesda's going to make an announcement. I did see Todd there. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got buttons for Todd.
16 times the detail.
I got soundboards for Todd.
All new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology. It allows us to have 16 times the detail. It allows us to have 16 times the detail.
What about the weather systems, Todd?
And even view distant weather systems across the map.
Okay. Another Souls-like game? No, thank you. I can't do Souls-like games. I can't do Zelda, apparently. I went to play Zelda Breath of the Wild for the first time in 2025. I was going back in the year in review. I couldn't hang. I can't hold down a Zelda level difficulty Souls-like experience. And someone's laughing at me right now saying Zelda is not a Souls-like. Zelda is easy. I suck at it, apparently. I'm pretty sure I could nav the 1985 one without any assistance or second guessing. Like, I know my way around that. But it is a different game now. Okay. "16 times the detail." I gotta pull more soundboard stuff. Some green screen stuff is fine. It's fun to have Will Smith up there. But if the city's got to burn, we may as well at least call it out and enjoy it. But I gotta look at some more soundboard stuff. You had to have Todd. Todd is the first. 16 times the detail is the first thing I added.
16 times the detail.
Okay. If you are around tomorrow night, everybody, I'm planning to go live at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, to start in on Boston and the North End. Let me show you, actually. Let me show you. Adia, did you see the Canva infographics earlier? I don't remember. I feel like you might have missed those. If I hit this button, will it get me back? It does. Okay, cool. So this is Boston. If we scroll down a little bit, main highways, 93 coming from the north all the way through the city, and then the Mass Pike 90 coming in from the west. And everything really kind of lines up there. There's trains coming in to North Station. I can mark this up as we go. There's trains that come in along the highway as well into North Station. Trains and traffic coming up into South Station. So either side, basically, there's a train station. And of course, there's the oldest park, the oldest metro network. None of it's been revamped or revisited. It's all terribly out of date. The blue line looks so organized. The highway. It's sliced through neighborhoods. So this is what we're going to be working on tomorrow. This is the North End. This is the very first. Well, technically there were two neighborhoods kind of at the start. This is really where the residential population built up first, though. Okay, who's on now?
Todd Howard.
Okay, hold on, everybody. Todd Howard's coming on stage. Okay, I am not showing this. This is not a market substitute. I'm going to mute the music until he comes out and actually talks. What are you going to tell us?
Development is the ultimate team sport. And it doesn't matter if it's a team of 10 or a team of hundreds.
I got to remember to turn the browser
Art,
down after.
Design, audio, engineering, and more have to come together as one. Game direction is that glue. And the games that have had them all come
Wait, is
together,
he just giving out the award
well,
for
they
game
touch us.
direction?
They become a part of us.
Does he not have
And
an
that's
announcement?
why we're here tonight, to honor them. Here are the
Son of
nominees
a-
for Best Game Direction.
Best game direction.
Is he not announcing anything, Adia? Is he just giving out game direction? Let me guess. Clear Obscure, Expedition 33.
I couldn't protect you.
Did Death Stranding 2 win anything tonight? It's such a weird game. I don't understand Death Stranding.
Time
wondering.
itself is against us.
Because I saw, what's his name? Wow, why can I not remember his name? Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name.
And the Game Award goes to Expedition 33.
Okay. Jeff said it was a Bethesda announcement. Is the announcement the award Todd's giving out? Does that classify as a Bethesda announcement? It can't be, right? Todd, while you're up here, tell us about, I don't know, Elder Scrolls 6. Tell us about Fallout Remastered. Tell us about Fallout New Vegas Remastered. Tell us about Fallout 5. Tell us about all the things you should have been working on. I'm waiting, Adia. I'm hoping that I'm going back to unmute the Oh, the music's too loud now. Sorry, I realize I get the music connected to the same browser that Todd was talking in. Man. I do see this guy with the what is the Waldo thing happening here? Like, they're really leaning into the French dev thing. They've got red berets and black and white striped shirts. I don't entirely get that. Like, what's like hyper stereotypical American you could do? Like, if you went up there to like smoke cigarettes and shoot guns in the air while you drive in on a pickup truck. Do we have this stream is acting funny for me? I hope it's not my connection. I don't have any drop frames at the moment.
Certainly many, I hope, to be ready to announce an event like this one for today. Tonight, I'm excited to share this piece of news with all of you.
What's the announcement? Okay, it's music. I don't want to get dinged for music. There's an orchestra playing. There's lights. There's a dark tunnel. What is this, Adia? Is anything good? Okay, a door is opening, accessing. What is it? Oh, some big mysterious door is opening. And smoke and fog and an image. Mega Man! Oh, my buddy's gonna go absolutely bananas. My team lead is gonna like lose his crap. Hold on a second. I have to log into work for this one. I can get into this. $2027 for new Mega Man. I'm probably gonna get claimed for the like 30 seconds of Mega Man theme I had in my Did they know it's 2025?
enough, and even got a very early glimpse at first gameplay. The team really.
It's another year out. Like, dude, you have no business telling us about this stuff right now, other than they paid you a lot of money. So Todd was just here for a director to give out a director award. Is that where we landed? Okay. Yeah, Todd, disappointment. Need to figure out how to upload images. So are you on mobile? If you are on mobile, go to whatever room. So let's say you want to post a Cities picture. You go to Cities 1 or Cities 2. And then you should be able to hit down at the bottom where like it lets you put in a message. You should be able to hit the plus. And then depending on your iOS or Android, it'll either bring you to the pictures or bring you to locations that you can pull up images from. It's a little easier on the desktop client because you can just drag and drop. Okay, drag and drop. So go to the chat room that you want. So if you clicked the green check for the rules, you're good there. And then just on the left-hand side, go to, like, for example, there's 2 Cities Skylines rooms. So like go to the first Cities Skylines and you can just drag and drop the picture into that window, or hit the plus button down at the bottom and you can upload a file and then point it to the file via the browser. And that experience should be pretty similar on Windows, Mac, and Linux, I would think. But I only use Discord on Windows, come to think of it. What did you post, Adia? What is this? I did not see this video yet. Oh, this is on the university. No, I did. University colors green. Nothing like your kid, but I have one college team right now. Yeah. this woman, like, the person you are was just like crouched down in her toolbox at the beginning of the video. It's funny. I was like, what's going on here? Did you catch a sim doing something? And I realized it's you walking around. Okay, back over here, for those of you that are wondering, we'll talk about it real quick one more time before we get out of here. Keep an eye on, see if Todd has anything fun for us on the other screen. So tomorrow, I'm going to start in on New Boston. Boston is absolutely crazy chaotic. And if you don't know the story of how the neighborhoods were all assembled, it definitely does not make sense. We're going to be focusing in on this piece. This is technically where the old highway was. Now it's underground. There's a parkway that goes all the way through here. You can see the scar of the old highway. So basically this part in the northeast of the island, this is the north end. And this is what we're gonna be working on tomorrow, this particularly chaotic bit of streets up here. Now, why it is so chaotic, and I talked about this earlier, so forgive the rehash, but the red line is the shape of the original shoreline. And you can see like the neighborhoods kind of slot into these really weird ideas because of that. Another major complication I talked about earlier is the tidal flats. So it's like glacial till and clay, and it's great for oysters. Amazing clams and oysters in Boston. If you're ever, when in Rome, and try some clams and oysters. But this makes it really tough for shipping, which you really need when it's the 1600s and you're trying to start the biggest city in the 13 colonies. And you can't get ships really close. So they built what was called the Long Wharf. This is government center. This is where the State House, Customs House is, all this stuff. And they basically built a pier that went way out into the water. And they would unload ships and then bring them all the way down into the city. Which you can still see like a little jut out here but now like the land is much further out than it was. So if we take a look, again, the inside the red line is the peninsula that existed in 1620. And then they started to build up the land around it. So the blue piece here, 1803 West Cove, does not include this triangle. This is a later thing. This is a pond at this time. The South Cove gets completed. And then not long after that, in 1807, Mill Pond gets filled in. And this is one of the few like grid-like areas in downtown Boston proper. It's the most organized. Beacon Hill's probably second. And then we see the Back Bay at the bottom left, much later, 1857, I believe. So Great Cove right here. This is where you can see like the red brick is Government Center, the State House, Freedom Trail, all that stuff. That is where Long Wharf has always gone out to receive ships. The difference being is that the land was all the way back on the interior. And now the land is all the way out here. So the wharf doesn't stick out as far, but it did jut out very pronounced into the ocean to allow shipping traffic to get goods into the city. What was this? Oh, Great Cove. And then South Boston, 1836. And then the residential area. This is a really interesting, this is a fun place to walk. It would be an amazing place to live. It's really expensive though, I am sure. Really nice brick townhouses. 3 stories all up and down what's called Commonwealth Avenue. It's actually a really cool part of the city I'm excited to recreate. The story behind it's not so fun in that they built this up to keep rich people and their votes inside of Boston. They gave them incentive, basically, fancy new neighborhood to move into. This is going to talk about Long Wharf. This is the first neighborhood that we'll do. This is a quick outline of some of the neighborhoods. So top right is the first area that people really moved into. This is the North End. Over here is the West End. You've got Beacon Hill, really nice neighborhood. You've got Boston Common, oldest park in the United States. Government Center is again where like the State House and Customs House, all that stuff was. And then the Financial District and downtown over here. You've got South Boston. This is East Boston and the airport over here on the right side. Back Bay is again that fancy residential neighborhood, and then we'll get into the rest of the city at some point. But this is really like 1630 to 1857. There's so much history and story, and again, a reason why each of these neighborhoods is so distinctly different from one another. I think Boston is a absolutely unique city in that regard, and I think it's going to be a blast telling this story. So I can't wait to take you along that ride. Please subscribe if you're new. Stay tuned. There will be videos as well. Tune in for the live streams if you can see it happen live. But I am also going to record and do some like short videos just to kind of cover each of the neighborhoods. And then at some point in 2026, I'm really hoping, keep me honest, chat. I'm hoping that I will finally get around to the documentary that is quite a bit of it written, and it's going to tell the story, IRL, found footage. Maybe I'll actually get down there and record some stuff with a cam. But like an actual documentary. I'm thinking about 45 minutes to an hour runtime on essentially the history of the shape of the streets of Boston. I'm not entirely sold on how to word it just yet, but there have been a lot of fun videos that have talked about Boston. There's Boston's Map Explained. There is City Beautiful talking about the crazy Boston streets. There's the MBTA video, I want to say from Wendover Productions. There's a lot of good stuff out there if you want to find out about Boston, but I find that they tend to way oversimplify. I love, for example, City Beautiful's videos. I think he does great videos. It's really fun to watch, fun to find out about the infrastructure, how things grew up. But he's talking about Boston and the craziness of the streets. And he mentions for like 2 seconds the shape of the peninsula. And then literally transitions to his next thought with the word, anyway, let's talk about this other thing. Like, no, you skipped over. Like, you literally one-worded anyway the most important, most interesting part that tells the story about the streets. The fact that it was shaped that way. The fact that the land was built up parcel by parcel. And that each one of these neighborhoods is its own distinct thing that couldn't have existed before. And you had no other place to put people in the city except for there. So it's like created this demand. There was just no place to go. And I think it just absolutely gets glossed over. And I really want to tell that story. I want to talk about what makes each one of these neighborhoods so different and so unique. Like, if you've been watching this stream or the last, especially, like I'm sure I've gotten some of those ideas across to you where you would understand more than many, many people who have gone out of their way to find out things about Boston. Because like there really is a hidden history in all of these neighborhoods and how have all these things built up over the years. And I don't know. I mean, I'm biased. I'm from the area. I grew up, like I spent so much time at my godparents' house in Malden, right in the Malden Bedford line. And I just spent so much time in Boston as a kid, like so many, man, back in the day when bleacher tickets at the Sox were like $8. Went to a lot of Red Sox games, a lot of Bruins and Celtics games. Ate a lot of seafood down there. And just like, I grew up around it. So like, I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of stuff that people take for granted or don't think about the cities around themselves. But thanks to Cities Skylines, that is, I've spent so much time the last 5 years learning about infrastructure and reading up on these projects and learning more about the cities around me and all over the world, to be fair. And I think because of, again, how it is positioned in time, like Boston was the biggest city in the 13 colonies for 100 years. So like as the United States is becoming a thing, you will hear reference to the Cradle of Liberty. And there's technically two of them. Philadelphia and Boston both lay claim to the title Cradle of Liberty. And I wouldn't take one away from the other. There was so much politicking being done in Boston and Philadelphia that like literally the country was born from the efforts of people in those cities. Wait, what's game of the year? Expedition 33. Like whatever. Is the game good? I don't know that it interests me. Role-playing video game developed by a French studio. Like, what is it? Where's the trailer? Accolades trailer? I don't care about Accolades trailer. I've seen cities lie about Accolades in their trailer. Is it turn-based? It looks turn-based. I have a feeling I don't care. Oh yeah, this is totally turn-based. I do not give a crap. You wouldn't like it's turn-based and dodge and parry? Okay, yeah. I enjoyed it's weird, like I'm not big on turn-based at all, but I actually really enjoyed Costume Quest 2 because I had to help my daughter with it because she wanted to play it really bad. But she was coming up, but like wasn't wasn't down with the timing. Didn't understand the timing aspects. Where she had played a lot of games that just like were at her leisure before that. So I had to play it, and I was like, I actually enjoyed that. Costume Quest 2 was pretty good. But that is the exception. I've never enjoyed playing a turn-based game, and I've never enjoyed watching turn-based games. Like, I just don't, I don't know. Like, go play a board game. Even a single-player board game. Like, I don't know what you're doing a video game for. Costume Quest 2. Costume Quest 2. I want to say it's on Game Pass. The first one was on the 360. The second one is on the One. And it's about kids on Halloween, and there's an evil dentist, and you go trick-or-treating door to door, and some doors people give you candy, and some doors become, 1 to 3 enemy boss fights. You have different costumes that give you different abilities. And there is an achievement where if I think it's 3 kids, and I think the little sister can wear a candy corn costume, except when you're wearing it, it has 0 powers and 0 ability. Like, you literally lose a turn anytime you're wearing it. So it's like there's an achievement for being able to beat the game with the candy corn costume, because you're hamstringing one of your characters the entire game. And it's candy corn, which is perfect. Depending on how you feel about candy corn. I do not like it, so I think it's a well-deserved costume and skill set. Okay. All right, it is after 11 here on the East Coast. Jeff Keighley is done letting my hopes down. We're not going to hear from Todd except to give out a director award. So I don't know. I'll go back and catch up on some of the trailers and see what I missed, although I don't think I missed a whole lot. Mega Man is coming. That's what I remember. That's my takeaway. Okay, Game Awards is officially over. Can't wait to see the progression of this build. I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be fun to dive into all the history and unpack it and see what reassembling it looks like. And at the same time, like, I think it's going to be a unique challenge to try and create all these same separate, disparate neighborhoods and try and tie it all together, try and tell the same story and make improvements along the way. I will definitely hit you up, Mustang. And easily accessible now. We can share screenshots back and forth. If you can make it tomorrow, please come 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back. We'll break ground on the north end and build some extremely chaotic neighborhoods and slowly start to fill things in. Can we do 1x1 European high density residential? I think I might have asked this yesterday. If we can, I'm pretty sure that's how we're going to move people in to the first part of the peninsula. 1x1 high density European buildings. It should be interesting. But one way to find out is to tune in. So subscribe if you are new. I will see you on the next one. Leave a like if you enjoyed. It does help the channel a lot. Thanks everybody for tuning in, hanging out tonight. Let's do it again tomorrow and break ground on a really fun project. New Boston begins tomorrow. There will be videos as well. I'll take some time, try and take some time every week to try and do a little upload there. But we'll be building it mostly on live stream videos after the fact to kind of review where things are at, and hope you are here for it. I will see you in the next one. Have a good evening, everybody. Have a good rest of your Thursday or Friday if it is already that time wherever you are at. Take care of yourself. Rest up. Hydrate. Get some sleep. Enjoy some good games. And come back and chat tomorrow as we recreate some of the mistakes of the past and reinvent New Boston. Still bouncing around taglines for it. I don't know yet, but New Boston... better than last time. Something like that. I don't know. We did better than New Boston. We did better than before. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together tomorrow on the live stream. I will see you then. Have a good evening, everybody.